Hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. So today we're going to take a quick look at this Sanyo MG7 personal cassette player. And this one is part of a consignment that came in a little while ago. I think there are about 8 different units in the box. Quite a mixed and varied selection. I did an unboxing video on the channel, so do check that out. And so far I've fixed the Alba CP3 personal stereo, so we've managed to save one out of the box already. Again, I've got the video for that, so do look out for that one. But this one today, it looks pretty much intact. Now, it does play a little bit ropey. I think it's running slow. It could do with a new belt. But the good news is, actually, fundamentally, there's nothing much to do. The volume control, you've got left and right separate controls on this. They're working without any problem. The headphones, from what I can tell, the socket is actually running in stereo without any dropout on the board, which is great. The troublesome battery holder is particularly clean on this one. There is a little bit of corrosion just there, which I'm going to clean up a bit, but I can't see it's going to stop the unit from working too much. So yeah, I think what we shall do is basically get in here, change the belt, clean the battery contact, and there's some sticker residue. There would have been originally, I think, like a made in, I think it was Singapore, this particular unit, so there'd have been a sticker across there. So I'm going to get rid of all that residue if I can. The plexiglass here is actually in pretty good condition. It needs, yes, it's all grimy, it needs a wipe. No deep scratches in here. Now the print is actually on the reverse of this, so you can, as long as you're careful with the paintwork around it, you can get in here and just use some cutting compound, if you're gentle, just to polish gentle scratches out of this. But to be honest, by the time this is all cleaned and I've vinyl and plastic prepped it over the top as well, I can't see that there's any need to do anything too rigorous with this or too invasive. So with all that being said, let's get this open, see what we're up against inside. Just the 3 screws to come out. Slightly concerned that back plate's not sitting very well. I'm hopeful that someone's just haphazardly put it back in and not done any damage. Let's have a look. Okay, I'll just put that to one side for a moment. So here we go then. There's the belt. Yeah, well, looks pretty pasty, to be honest. You might see that on there. Quite pale, looks quite dry. Incidentally, it should be just a really easy case of tweaking a potentiometer to adjust the speed on this. I'm just trying to think where it is. Possibly there. I'll find that out in a second when we get inside. Okay, now does this screw down anymore? Are we missing a screw? Let's just get this one out. This is the cover plate to protect against interference, basically a shielding plate there. Right, okay. Overall, looks pretty clean and tidy, to be honest. Yep, so what we'll do, I think, I'm just thinking out loud, we won't disturb the head contacts. I think what we'll do is just take the leaf switch contacts away there, and then the motor connections from just in there as well. So I'm going to heat up the soldering iron, peel the board back. That'll just let us have a slightly better look. Yeah, because there's 2 belts. There's 2 belts in there, and I think I'd be inclined to replace them both. You could replace one just by sneaking it through there, and that would probably do the job, to be honest. But yeah, be nice to at least just check if the other belt's okay, wouldn't it, while we're here? So let's do that now. First thing, just see if we can get these switch cables away. I'll flux the motor and the battery cables just in case. And that should actually be enough, I think. So you can see the innards just there. Obviously quite a complicated, well, not that complicated, but you've got dual volume controls, independent left and right, headphone jack sockets, just, where are we? Just there. There's your regulator for your motor speed as well. Let me just zoom out a touch so you can see this. So yeah, so there's your motor speed regulator, and there indeed is the potentiometer for adjusting your motor speed just there. So in terms of the belts then, the main drive belt is just here, and you can see that one there is what I would call like a guitar pick shape, quite elliptical. Got a little point there where it's been sat for a long time around the motor spindle just there. And then we have indeed a secondary belt underneath. That one actually looks okay. It is, however, more of the same, as it were. You can see that they're both out of round, so I think I will just go ahead and replace both of them while I'm here. Incidentally, the rest of it looks pretty good. The mechanism isn't too greased up. I noticed that the transport controls are all working fine, and we could go ahead here and unscrew the whole motor assembly in a cassette to get to the other side for the heads, but we can clean those easily enough from the other side through the cassette lid, so there's no point doing anything further here apart from measuring up these belts, getting them on and getting it back together again. Okay, so I've got some belts, and we've got the smaller one there and the larger one here, so we should be able to get those on easily enough. Obviously they're nice and round now, nice fresh ones. So we'll try and sneak these through. Feels good. And then this one has to go kind of underneath the wires onto the pulley. Spin that a few times just to make sure that there's no twists in the belt. Looks pretty good to me. So on that basis, I think we can now go ahead and get the switch soldered back on. And with that, we can now replace the shield. I'm just going to turn this over and clean the heads, the capstan and the pinch roller. And I'm just giving a gentle clean to this one slightly corroded battery spring. Right, well, I'm going to get some batteries in this now. Might as well. No time like the present. And I think I mentioned when I did the original unboxing on this, on the other video, that the problem with these 4 batteries, like 6-volt packs, is that quite often people didn't realise, as these things got stored for ages or maybe got moved on, that people sort of replaced these 2 batteries because that was the only thing that would move, only to find out that actually there were 2 more that had totally rotted away inside, which is why the whole thing had frozen solid and why people thought there were only ever 2 batteries. So anyways, notwithstanding that, let's just see if we can get these 6 volts fired up the back of this machine. Okay, it's playing. So what I'm just going to do now is very quickly hook up these JSX37 speakers to the headphone, because we can also check the headphone connections on the board at this stage as well, just in case they need reflowing or anything like that. So I've got a tape here. Right, I'm expecting to have to adjust the speed as well, but here we go. Right, fast forward works. Might be getting some interference still from the lights. Okay. Good. Alright, well that sounds okay. A bit slow, yes. But that gives me enough confidence to just tuck these cables back from whence they came. And then the motor adjustment screw is just in here, so we'll do that real quick as well. Right, let's have a look. Good. Okay, well that's better. There are more scientific ways of doing that, but see some of my other videos on tips on how to set the tape speed. But essentially that's tickety-boo. The speaker connection's good for the headphones, so that's okay. So all that remains now is to get the back case on. I will remove these first because I expect it will only interfere with trying to get that back case on. And there was a brief intermission there because I blindly followed whoever had taken this apart before, and it turns out the shield was in the wrong place. So I've just moved that over to one of the different screws, which has mounted the board a lot better than it was before. And now all the edges close nice and tightly. If you remember before, one of them was not closing very well. So just hoping I haven't actually stripped anything inside. I haven't actually done it up yet, so this is going to be the first time that we check if it's all okay. Okay, well that one's tight enough. How's this one looking? Good. And this one too. Beautiful. Good stuff. Okay, all it remains then is to give this a bit of a deep clean and a polish. And I'll be back with some sort of reveal on the other side of a fade to black. So here it is then, the Sanyo MG7, another one rescued from the box. It had obviously been playing up before, the belts had perished. In fact they are here. I say perished, gone all misshapen and wobbly. Someone had obviously been in and thought better of it and hadn't screwed the circuit board down properly. It was all bent and twisted, which was why the back case wasn't going on properly either. But that's all been sorted now, so we've had that away, cleaned up the insides, cleaned the head, the pinch roller, capstan, replaced both the belts, cleaned the battery terminal, and hey presto, here we go then. Let's give it a little listen. And fast forward's okay, and play. So there she is, ready to rock and roll for a new generation. The Sanyo MG7 rescued from the pile. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll be back with another one of the rescues soon. Plus also we got boomboxes, vintage games, we've got 8 tracks, all kinds of stuff. So please check out some of my other videos. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, spread the love. I'll be back soon. You stay safe. See you then. Bye bye.